So, hey, Zach.
How's it going?
Thanks so much for meeting with me
No
today.
problem. Remind me your name?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yep. So, tell me a little bit about Monkey Bar. I'm kind of excited. I'm down in Idaho. I want to kind of see. I've kind of experienced in Idaho,
Yeah.
so now I want to kind of hear about you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So Monkey Bars, what we do is we try to utilize space in garages. I know a lot of people all over the country, they use their garage for a variety of different reasons, and whether it be storage or workspace, or working on your car, whatever it might be. And we want to make sure that you can utilize all that square footage, for more than just storing a car. So we provide like workbenches, we provide cabinetry, we provide hanging racks, hooks, all that type of stuff. And then we even do like finishing on the ground, so it's not just concrete anymore. So if you're into your cars and everything you care about, and then we do that flooring as well. So that's kind of what we do.
That's pretty cool. Do you find there's a lot of customer base up here for like storing outdoor equipment? Because this is seems like the outdoor capital.
Yeah, we have a lot of outdoorsy people here. Also, it gets very cold in the winter, so there's not the luxury of leaving things out on your back patio or porch, all year, like in California or back east. So, a lot of people use their garages for storage, especially during the winter months. But yeah, there's a lot of recreation that goes on here too, so we need places to store all that.
That's pretty cool. So tell me a little bit about you guys' sales structure, how you go about getting clients and moving product.
Yeah, so we hire people for sales. They make calls pretty much all day, and try to get lead reports and everything for us. And when they get those leads, then they'll send those off to salespeople, and salespeople contact them and try to pitch them a sale. And it's kind of each individual's different. Each client's different, so there's not like one go-to strategy that we have, and that can be kind of hectic sometimes. And,
Do you find each salesperson's kind of doing their own system?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we have we all use a Google Doc, to record everything, but what they're recording can definitely be better.
Okay. Do you have a sales manager that works with your salespeople, or are they more on an individual basis?
It's more so individual basis. I mean, we have a team lead, that kind of looks over everyone and makes sure the calls are getting done and everything, but there's not someone that they report to.
Okay. So for your team lead, how do they evaluate the salespeople, or kind of keep track of them? Do you have anything set in place at the moment for that?
So are you asking do they report certain numbers and statistics then? Yeah, so they report their weekly numbers to this team lead. He looks them over, and he sends feedback to each salesperson.
Okay. Do you feel like your sales funnel is are you able to know those numbers for your sales funnel, to figure out how many calls, to start bringing in more customers?
Right now it's kind of like an honor code system. I mean, obviously we have people looking over, people making calls, but it's kind of at the end of the day, they just record how many calls they've done. So we kind of just take their word for it and then record those numbers in that data. So,
okay. Yeah. Well, so, you've reached out to me to kind of learn a little bit more of learn more about a CRM. Mm-hmm. But I was just curious, what your thoughts are on CRM, or what you know about a CRM?
I'm not too familiar. I just know that they're really good at collecting the data and making sure everything kind of gets put together and more organized, and helps your business grow. That's kind of the reason we want some of that.
Are you guys looking to grow?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, sweet. So in what ways are you guys trying to grow? Is it just building more clients, hiring more salespeople?
So we use what we call dealers, which is basically people that get the right to our patents throughout the United States, and then they go ahead and sell our merchandise in their respective regions. So that's kind of how we move it forward.
Cool. So how many dealers do you guys have right now? Do you know?
We have about 20 throughout the U.S. Yeah, kind of all scattered all over. So.
Okay. So so now you're coordinating all nationally. So okay, that's good to know. Something else that I was curious about. Do you see value in being able to track every interaction with a customer?
Yeah, I think it'd be good to know, what every customer's saying, and what every salesperson's saying as well.
How do you think that would help your business, knowing each interaction?
I think it'd just help us be a little bit more organized and know, one, who we've contacted, and I guess the percentage of how many people we need to contact to make a sale, to see if we need to change our pitch a little bit and things like that.
Okay. So you're kind of talking a lot about organization. Do you feel like you guys are disorganized right now?
I would say that we're a little disorganized right now.
Okay. Does that have an effect, kind of on your bottom line, on your sales and things?
Not that I've seen so far, but I'm sure as we continue to grow, it could be a problem.
Okay. Because, okay, that's pretty cool. Pretty good to know. Are there any other problems or struggles that you guys are kind of been facing besides like being disorganized?
Not really. That's pretty much the issue that we have right now. I feel like if as long as we were organized, we could expand, because we know that we have the capability to produce enough equipment and everything, and we have the salespeople that are willing to get out there and do the work. It's just organizing it all. So.
Okay, great. Okay, well, I guess we'll stop there for now.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Pause.
Okay, pause. I was like, I don't know where else to go. I was like,
Okay, ready?
yes, I am ready.
How's it going today, Sarah? My name is Zach.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you came over, made some time to come visit with me.
Yeah,
today.
well, we appreciate you taking the time to hear us. We're excited, to see your business. Congratulations on all the success you guys are having. It looks like you guys have been expanding to a couple different cities, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What cities are you guys in right now?
So we're mostly just located in 15 different states. I don't
Okay.
know, like each city's a little
Gotcha.
different, but yeah, we're in 15 states like across the United States, so we're fairly spread out.
And you guys have only been in business for how long?
So we have been in business for, I don't know, shorter time. We've only been in business for about like 3 years.
That's really impressive then. If you have 15, operations and all over, and
Yeah.
you've only been around for 15 years, that's exciting.
We got good salespeople.
Yeah.
They're doing their job.
It sounds like it. What do you think has attributed to that growth?
I think just that, that we've got really good like salespeople, and that they've been able to like spread the message as far as, so we kind of started with like small teams and then like grew slower. I guess we could say slower, but I mean, it's only been 3 years.
Yeah.
But we like grew as we saw success. And
Okay.
so right now we're at like another phase where we're kind of leaving the small world and entering the big world.
Sure.
And so that's kind of why I reached out to you today, because we've been coming across like all these problems like that were easy to solve when there was like 5
Yeah,
locations
definitely.
and 10 locations, but now we've got 15, and they want to like double in the next 2 years.
You want to double your growth as a company, so you want to
Yeah.
move into, 30 cities total in the
Yeah.
next 2 years? Wow.
Yeah, the goal is to be in every state, or at least the continuous states.
Okay.
So yeah, they're looking to
Wow.
double in the next 2 years. And so like problems that were like, whatever, like in the beginning are now like they just continue to start getting bigger and bigger.
And you get the bugs out right before you continue to expand.
Yes,
That kind of sounds
exactly.
Like. So, how does your team get around right now?
So
Sounds like they cover a lot of ground.
They do, yeah. So we have 200 cars right now, and they just buy from like local dealers, and they just use local mechanics. And it's kind of like the manager's job to deal with all of that. So I know.
Is there one manager per state?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 15 managers. So then the 15 managers deal with all their salespeople, and then they have to expense report up to me because I'm the CFO. And so even with just 5, it was kind of annoying, and now that we've got 15, it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of like emails coming in all the time, like reporting expenses, and like it's quite expensive to buy like cars all
Yeah,
the time
definitely.
too. And like some of our first locations, like our first 5, like the cars are pretty beat up and pretty old, and we don't really have systems in place yet because we were so focused on growing in sales that like now that we're like, oh wow, if we really want to do it big, we've got to fix some stuff.
So it sounds like your main concern is you're almost growing too fast. You're outgrowing your current fleet.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like you have some cars that you're getting ready to upgrade, but you're worried because these sales managers weren't hired to handle, specifically cars, but that sounds like, including you, it's taking up the majority of your time, correct?
Yeah, it's taking up quite a bit of their time.
Okay, so that's pretty worrisome. I'm sure where you're coming from was whereas you're hired to do a myriad of jobs. There's a lot of things that you would rather do. Like what? I guess if you weren't doing all of this with the cars, what would you spend your time on?
I think I could spend a lot more time like streamlining things and like streamlining our systems.
Okay.
In other areas, because like cars aren't my thing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get into this for cars, and so I'd rather like use my time like coaching some of the other people and like kind of doing the job I want to do. So, and the job that they actually hired me for.
Yeah.
So.
And you see a lot of value in your training. You know, if you're the CFO, obviously you've had a lot of experience training people, and you add value in that way, right?
Yeah.
So how many salespeople do you have? You said 200 cars, so is that 200 salespeople
200
roughly?
salespeople, yeah, at least salespeople using cars, and so yeah, and they keep wanting to hire on new salespeople, but that means we have to buy new cars, and I'm like, well, I don't want to buy new cars until we find a solution, and so we're like at this standstill where like everyone's bugging me about new cars, but I'm like, well, what about these old ones? What about like all, you know, and after 5 years, like you can't write it off as, you know,
Yeah,
depreciation expenses
definitely.
anymore, and so like we're losing tax benefits, like it's just a mess.
So it sounds like we wanna renew these cars every 5 years so you can keep that tax break, right, as a
Yeah.
company, especially on 200 plus cars.
Yeah, things add up. Like
Yeah,
the little
definitely.
things add up. So
Okay, so within 5 years, we want to work on that. And do you feel like your salespeople are losing training, you know, because you and your other team managers are so focused on these car problems right now?
yeah, we usually have at least one or two cars from like each location, like having to get some kind of maintenance, whether it's preventative or like
Okay.
actual like large maintenance. So yeah, 1 to 2 cars a week.
And that's in each city or
Each
total?
location.
Wow, so that's, let's say 30 cars a week, and then
Yeah.
those take, you know, a couple hours each time. How much sales do you think you're missing?
I mean, we're probably at least losing a day or two.
Yeah,
you
in
know,
each
from-
city, right?
In each city. So yeah, well, that kind of adds up. So.
So what would the added value of your company be if, let's say, we came in and provided you with, you know, new cars every 5 years and had a regular maintenance schedule and all those types of things to help you run a little bit more smoothly?
Probably save me, you know, probably close to like $100 grand or more, just in headaches.
Yeah, just in
Headaches and
alone.
lost time.
Yeah, you know, and we could save you money in those tax breaks and those exemptions. We could work on selling your current cars, you know, because
Yeah.
that could be a headache itself. And, you know, I know that when we do that, you know, your salespeople will find value in having their team leads back, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
So if you're the CFO, do people usually come to you to make these car purchasing decisions in their local regions?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to, I get approval. I have to sign off on approval on each car that's bought.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so it's been a big headache.
All right.
So if I could like have a representative from you guys where like I only have to work with one
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
There's a lot of value in that for me. So
Okay, so it sounds like you want to have basically streamlined communication with someone from our company, and
Mhm.
we're going to obviously work out a deal, you know, for those 5-year renewals for the fleet and everything. And so maybe what I'll do, we'll set up a meeting on next Tuesday, and I'll bring a representative that hopefully you can be working with hands-on, and that can be the guy
Yeah.
that answers all your questions. And then, do you need to bring any accountants or the CEO or anyone to make those decisions?
no, this is my headache. I get to deal with it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's fine.
Perfect. So next Thursday at 2 o'clock work for you?
Yeah.
And
sounds
we'll meet
great.
up and talk out some of the logistics.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, appreciate your time today, sir.
Yeah, thank you.